It's natural to want to make a comparison between COVID-19 and the flu during this pandemic to make the pandemic feel less severe and make ourselves feel better. But comparing it to the flu is just not helpful because the situation we're in is far worse. So I'm going to explain to you why COVID-19 caused by the new coronavirus SARS-CoV-2 is more dangerous than the flu. Firstly, let's take into consideration the basic reproductive number of the disease, or R0. Scientists use this to determine how contagious a disease is. For example, measles, which is one of the most contagious diseases on the planet, has an R0 of 18. That means one person can go on to infect up to 18 other people. Seasonal flu has an R0 of 1.3 and COVID-19 an R0 of up to 2.5. Now this might not seem a lot, and many of the symptoms are similar between COVID-19 and the flu, and a comparison is easy to make. But when you feed that into the model, if someone infected with flu goes on to infect maybe 1 or 2 more people, and so on, after 10 rounds, that will be 56 new infections. But if you take an even lower R0 of just 2 for COVID-19 and put that into the model, then if one person infects 2 people and then they go on to infect 2 people each, and so on, after 10 rounds you're going to have over 2,000 new infections. So you can already see how much more dangerous COVID-19 is than the flu. One of the major differences between COVID-19 and the flu is the incubation period of the disease. That's the time from infection until you show symptoms and become sick. With COVID-19, this can take up to 2 weeks. So you're walking around spreading the disease to many different people, and it can spread a lot quicker. Whereas flu, usually it takes 1 to 2 days before you develop symptoms and become sick, and then you know you're contagious. So there's a lot longer period with COVID-19 to infect a lot more people. Now the other major difference is the fact that no one's ever seen COVID-19 before, and there's no immunity within the population. So our immune systems don't know how to deal with it. Whereas with the flu, many people have had their flu vaccinations, or they have had that strain of the virus before, so they've built up immunity. So it's only those that have never had the virus before that can pass it to those who are uninfected, and so on. But then they develop immunity, and together with the vaccinations and people who have already developed immunity because they've had the virus, it shields those who are completely uninfected and never had the virus before, and that's the basis of herd immunity. Whereas with COVID-19, there's none of that. So it just spreads like wildfire. Now, another major difference is that only 2% of cases with flu are hospitalized, and COVID-19 is seeing a rate of between 20 and 30% of cases that are hospitalized. So that's quite a massive difference. Also, we're learning a lot about the fatality rate of COVID-19. With the flu, it's only 0.1%, but with COVID-19, we're looking at between 1 and 3%, which is a lot higher and a lot more dangerous. And this is across all age groups. So it will be a lot higher within elderly people and people who have compromised immune systems. Scientists estimate that 20 to 60% of the population will become infected with COVID-19, and as we have no cure right now, social distancing is the only defense mechanism that we really have against the virus. And while we wait for a vaccine and for herd immunity to take place, then this is what we've really got to do. But as you can see, COVID-19 is a dangerous situation, and it's not really comparable to the flu.